This era of technological advancement has come with many stylish gadgets. Among them are trendy smartphones, tablets and iPads that many well-to-do people like to own. Well, that glamorous smartphone you own is a target of many thieves in the city. Police in Kampala say they've received numerous cases of such theft from phone dealers around the city.
He comes and says, for example, that there is the IGG wants a Samsung Galaxy S4. And then he says, but you will give me somebody to accompany me. And then when we reach the IGG's office, then she will get the money, and then I will hand over the money to you, and then we pass over the phone to you. So as a person who's also interested in making the sale, he agrees. They don't target cheap phones. They target phones which are worth not less than $1 million.
This 28-year-old man who is in police custody is called Paul Tulidanyi. He is the prime suspect in the smartphone stealing racket in town. The officers say he keeps changing names. Paul is accused of duping phone sellers into believing that he would sell their phones to high-profile customers, but ends up making off with them.
Over 20 people have come up to complain about the same person. So, but we have been tracking him down until lately when he was arrested from a Samsung shop down at the Ginger Road.
He told me he had a client somewhere in Bulange to meet him. So we went with him. We got a border, went to his office to meet him. Reached there, he started making phone calls. Asked me for my phone so he could make a phone call. Apparently his had run out of airtime. So he makes phone calls, goes into the office, leaves me at the reception. Before I knew it, I couldn't find him. He had taken my phone, he had taken the brand new phone as well.
In some instances, Paul has stolen phones from people around town.
He came in a salon pretending to be a customer, asking one of our services. So by that time we were busy. We told him to sit somewhere and wait. After like over 10 minutes, he told us that someone is calling him from outside, that he's going to pick someone from outside. Afterwards, he come back. We said, okay. He went out. After finishing our customers we were doing, by that time, looking where the phone was, it was not there.
Police suspect that Paul deals with a group of over 10 people in stealing and reselling these phones to unsuspecting buyers who they are now trying to track down.
He passes it on to another dealer who flashes or who changes the serial number, and then the other dealer or the other person also passes it on to another person, and then it gets to an unsuspecting buyer.
I
did not steal any phone with anyone. I work alone.
Paul is a former employee of a company dealing in phones. His former boss accuses him of impersonation and using his position at the shop to con fellow dealers and the public.
He made fake business cards so people would give him phones, thinking he's a genuine employer.
Crime records at the Central Police Station indicate that phone theft makes up the largest percentage of crimes reported, with an average of 500 cases reported a month. 682 cases of stolen phones have been recorded in this festive season alone. The police say there are more cases that go unreported. Ideally, when someone reports the loss of a phone, he's made to pay between 50 and 100,000 shillings to the police, who then start tracking down the stolen phone with the help of mobile service providers. The police, however, say they are still finding challenges tracking down stolen phones.
The complexity with which they change the serial numbers of those phones, to the extent that by the time you track the serial number of a Samsung S4, then you find that this serial number was actually later allocated to a different phone, a Nokia. So ideally, when you get somebody with a Nokia, but with a serial number of an earlier Samsung, it becomes very complicated to prove the case in court.
The time police take to track a stolen phone depends on how fast the victim reports and the proximity of the location where the phone is currently. According to online information from phone experts, when a cell phone is flashed, its software settings are altered in order to change the operation of the phone. This is done by some crafty people in certain parts of town. Once a phone is flashed, its identity, known as the IMEI number, is distorted, which may make it strenuous for any tracker to trace the phone. Experts say the public, however, should take safety precautions when they buy phones, especially the expensive ones. When you acquire a smartphone, it's advisable to keep a record about your mobile phone in a safe place. The phone number, make and model, color and appearance details, the IMEI and PIN number. Install a tracking software. This can be bought or an acquired free application. When not using them, people are advised to keep their phones out of sight. You can also use apps for tracking and erasing your phone if lost or stolen. Gertrude Tumusiime Uwitware, NTV.